Hey Void. So, Halloween. Just talked about. Halloween 2. The Rob Zombie version. Yeah, I watched them back to back. Okay. I almost made this like one review just because they are very similar in style and a lot of what I said about the first one really applies here. But it just felt wrong to do that. So, here I am. Pretty much try to give the same kind of review for Halloween 2. Okay. Well, first off, I should mention that I didn't comment in my other one about Malcolm McDowell. I he is definitely an interesting version of Dr. Loomis. One that, rather than just being the devoted psychiatrist, has now wrote a book on things and is almost selling out and trying to cash in on fame. First one, he's still kind of, you feel that he's still trying to do what's in Michael's best interest. In the second one here, he is clearly just more in it for the money and fame at this point. Alright, so Halloween 2 takes place a year after Halloween. And it's pretty much, well, they never found Michael's body. And, well, everyone's pretty much convinced he's dead. Well, he ain't dead, he's coming back. So, this one does a good job, I think, in kind of doing kind of a broken home kind of feel, as now Lori has been taken in by her best friend, who was injured in the previous one, and the sheriff. But things are now becoming increasingly tense as Lori still has nightmares, and if anything, is now pulling away because every time she looks at her friend, well, she feels guilty because she views it as her fault Michael came for her. So she's falling in with a different crowd and is just mostly trying to avoid her past life as much as she can. Lori is kind of a bitch in this one, but you kind of feel for how she got there, but she doesn't have the as much of a redemption as you'd hope, but she's clearly falling on the verge of falling apart. So you do sympathize, but it's hard sometimes to keep that sympathy going when she is lashing out as much as she is. So I think this is the one where they actually reveal that she is the sister because they kind of kept that little detail from her. But she finds that out in this one and freaks out even further, particularly as the bodies start piling up as Michael's clearly coming back for her. Alright, so this one has a lot of weird psycho, psychosomatic, psychological aspects, particularly with this white horse montage they keep trying to shoehorn into it. They're trying to be deep, and it ain't quite working here as well. So they do a lot to spend some more time with Michael in the asylum, and you actually see him like year by year as he falls apart, which again is cool. But we already got a lot of that in the first one. But this one you kind of see like the a lot more of it, which I actually did find interesting, so I was okay with. But this one is very much set in the same world, and but I don't know, just seeing some of the characters that you're supposed to be sympathizing with being hard to get along with now, it hurts. But maybe that's part of the point here. Anyway, the gore effects are still as over the top, and the language is still way out there. It's still a Rob Zombie film, but this one for me just didn't pull together as much as the first Halloween. It's clear they weren't just remaking Halloween 2 with this one. He was definitely going it in his own direction, as the OG Halloween 2 was like the same night, and this one's a year later, and it's much different. You see everyone pulling their lives back together only to have them shattered again. And I will say, like, the climax with her taking the mask, they do a lot of good job, like, of what's going through Laurie's mind, of whether or not she's just as crazy as he is and is going to be the next person to put on the mask, or is she going to resist that and use it just to lure Michael into a trap? Well, I'm not going to go into the spoilers. That if you want that, you're going to have to sit through this. I already did. But overall, I enjoyed the film, but I don't always put this on right after after the first. It's fine, but it doesn't win me over nearly as much. Malcolm McDowell's character I liked more in the first one. This one, he's cartoonishly corrupt, and when I was always a fan of Dr. Loomis as a character, so it's hard to digest that version of him. Just like this version of Laurie, even though, yeah, she's clearly troubled, and you understand why she's feeling the way she is. Seeing her lash out at her friends is hard to watch. So, maybe that's what he's going for. I don't know. This one kind of... I'd still give it a 5 MacGuffins because it's still worthwhile. There's not any like egregious flaws that I had with it. But that's going to be all I'm going to say on the Halloween series for right now. I will get back to H20 and Resurrection soon. And I still haven't actually seen Halloween Ends. I have reviewed the other two of the newer ones, but we'll get to there at some point. Till then, tucking this away for right now. I still got a whole bunch of reviews in my queue. Away we will go. Talk to you later, Void.